Okay, so let's now create our own custom controller, um, which we'll assign to the ship that we have imported C4, and it will have the effect that the ship will fire rockets or fireballs at the player. I have code like this already on the wiki. If you scroll down to the user contributed section under games, I have a few game tutorials here. If I click on that, you can see them. The one that's relevant for this example is how to get enemies to fire at you, and the code is here. So let's start up the Visual Studio solution, and the idea is that we need to add a controller, our own controller. It's basically some kind of a turret controller. So under game, general, we right click here and say add new element. So we're going to add a C++ file, and we're going to call it simple turret. So basically I'm following the steps that are already described on the wiki, but just to show you how it goes. And I want to make sure that I put the file in the same directory where the other source code is for the game. So I have to choose the C4 game code directory. That's where all the other game source code is. So it's called Simple Turret. It's a C++ file, and I'm storing it in C4 game code. Okay, so I say add, and then similarly I create a right click on general, add new element. It's a header file. I'll call this one simple turret also. You can call it whatever you want. It could be simple cannon or simple whatever, or just maybe, I don't know, enemy or something. So key is that it's in the same directory as the other source code. So we add that, and we can take the code of the example of the wiki. So I copy this code. So I'm left clicking to select Control C, and then adding that into my C++ file, and then similarly for the header file, just pull it off the wiki, and let's just see. Yeah, we'll need to register the controller which we create in here inside mggame.cpp and mggame.h. I've already prepared that here, so I'll control. This is described also here on the wiki article. It tells you need to register the controller and register a model which uses the controller. Actually, for our purposes, the model isn't really necessary. The key thing is to register the controller. So I'll Control F here and look for turret controller. Head comes out here, so I'll just bring it back in. I won't register the model. I just need to register the controller. And in mggame.cpp, similarly, I think I might have deleted it from here. So you just look for controller reg, and we'll just add this like it's described here. Controller reg, just in front of any of the other controller registrations that are here. It's the wrong line. It's this line here that I need to add. Control C, Control V, that should be good. Okay, so we've declared the turret controller reg is the controller reg for the turret controller, and in the game I register the controller. So let me see if that compiles now. S7 or debug create project. So that was successful, and it's F5 then to play or debug, start debugging F5. Okay, so click escape, open up the world with the ships, and we need to now place a node in the world which will to which we'll assign the turret controller that we just created. So let's do that. Come over here to this ship. Scroll down and find the markers page. Left click on the locator marker, and then click somewhere here near to where the cannons are. I'll click Control 4 to show the 4 viewports, and I'll come in here, right mouse click, WASD to maneuver, and I just want to make sure that the marker from where the projectiles will be fired isn't inside the geometry, because then it'll just crash against the ship itself. So I just need to zoom in here, scrolling the middle, the scroll wheel, move tool, and then I'm just going to move it slightly out from the ship. Okay, and it also shouldn't be in the order, that's important. Okay, that looks fine. It doesn't have to be exactly at the cannon, that's not important for now. So we double click here, or node get info on the marker, we call this turret barrel. I don't know what it says. Turret barrel. And then we need to make sure that it's the turret controller that's assigned. And let's just try that now. I'll Control P to test it. And then it should start firing at us. Yeah, there it is. Let's get out of the way. I can increase the frequency of projectiles in the code, but for now that's fine. So escape, Control Shift P, and this time I want to make sure that when the ship moves, that the turret, that this marker moves with it. And one way to do that is to simply group the two nodes together. That's by shift selecting the marker and the ship model node, and then I can group those nodes, and I can assign the rotation controller to the group, so that both the marker and the ship rotate around the island. So let's do that. I'll double click on the group or node get info, controller, rotation controller. I think I said it needs a negative velocity here, 0.01, that's slow enough. Okay, and just need to be sure now that the, let's see, I'll just scroll down to the transform page. The relative position of each of these nodes compared to the group should be 0. So what I want is to yeah. So the pirate ship should have the coordinates at this point here, which are about 5, 30, 1, 30, and 40. So let's give that to the group actually. 5, 30, 1, 30, 27 actually should do. And then the relative position of the marker should be 0. And of the pirate ship should similarly be 0. So it should take ship here again. Just Control P. So there is the ship. Let's go back into the editor again. escape, control shift P. So let's see. There's the ship. And I want to make sure that it's going. Yeah, it's fine. So let's put it in the water. The shadows aren't great, so I can fix that in the model itself. To switch off shadows because this model seems to have some holes in it. So again, the group now has the coordinates of this point here, and then the relative position of the marker. I think we just zero out all rotations on this guy as well. Don't need that. The prior shape, I can just make it -100 would be enough. Okay, so let's assign the rotation controller is set to. Oh yeah, for the rotation controller to work, of course, we need to assign two connectors to it like we did before. So we've got this cent, and we have this axis connectors, and then we press the connect tool, and then we, in the top viewport, I click on the cent, and then I click on the first of the markers here, and press Control L or node, connect node, and then I click on the axis connector, and then on the axis marker, and then Control L or node, connect node. So now the ship should, Control P or world, say okay, world should now move around Empire at the same time as it's moving. Geez, that's very, that's very interesting. Just need to be a little bit careful. That's pretty much all I want to show you. What you might want to do is switch off the controller when the ship goes out of range or if it goes to the other side of the island potentially. You can do that by using triggers along the path of the ship that will switch off the controller and so on. So thanks.